they were understaffed even at the time. It also raised the security issue in there. So, but the issues that the GRNMA has raised, are they of merit?
Well, thank you. Let me say this. First, I have no doubt about the integrity of the people who constituted the committee. And as such, I will want to give them the benefit of the doubt that they've done a thorough job. And the report, as Elvis has alluded, none of us have seen the complete report. We're all talking from snipers of the report. The Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association themselves have not also seen the full report. One, I totally will say whatever happened at the Ridge Hospital or the Greater Accra Regional Hospital that day was regrettable. It's unfortunate and never should be encouraged. We've all been to hospitals and health facilities where we've not had the best of care. We've been and we've all condemned in this nation the lackadaisical attitude, the uncaring attitude of some people within that profession. It has led to fatalities, it has led to some unfortunate incidents. But we've also had situations where some health professionals have exhibited high degree of, let me say, sensibilities to people who have come to their facilities. I have been to hospital in critical situations with people from my constituency, people who I know, people who have called me in difficulty. And when you go and you see within that space, you could have about 90% being people who are dedicated, committed, devoted to what they're supposed to do. And you could have 5 or 7% who still be there. I've seen a situation where when you are talking to the person was on her phone. You know, when you are even talking to the person, she had ear plug in her ears, and you know, as if you don't matter. But in situations like this, that is where you must also exercise some level of emotional intelligence in how you are, because sometimes your reaction could lead to the person responding to what you want, or also totally ignoring you. So I would say whatever happened there was unfortunate. The young men were excusable, let me say, a bit exuberant. And they were touched by what the problem they had. And I said in that situation, the frustration took over them. And I think that contrary to what Elvis is saying, the minister himself had condemned whatever happened there. Before the presentation of the report, certain things were identified. For example, the security situation. And I have lamented seriously about the security situation in most of our hospitals, not only Rich, but in a lot of our hospitals. Because you see, in certain jurisdictions, if you don't have any direct relationship with the person, the patient, you are not allowed beyond a particular point. You go to Kolebu, for example, and then there is an emergency. And you could see 30, 50 people, one patient. Where is the space? You understand? And then you see there everybody talking, murmuring and shouting, and it creates a whole panic situation within a health facility. So I think all hospitals across the country, all health facilities must improve upon their internal security mechanisms. And also the Ministry of Health and the Ghana Health Service must have certain protocols as far as health facilities are concerned. You understand? We should have reception area where if we are not asked to come, you cannot move, you cannot go. You understand? Because if a patient is under care, you are not a doctor, you are not a nurse. So what can you offer? Even if you're a doctor and a nurse, a private doctor and a nurse, or you're on your own, you have that qualified this thing. Once the patient is taken to a theater, you have no room, you have no role to play. Because it is not your responsibility at that time. It is not your facility. You understand? So you can't come and assume a role and offer any Medicare. So it is important we look at these things, at the structural difficulties we have as far as policing, improving upon security of both patients and the professionals within the health space. Because look, I've seen situations where people have followed patients to hospitals and even attack them there for one thing or the other.
Yeah.
You understand? A driver hits somebody. He picked up the body, took the body to the hospital. The people followed up and went and attacked the driver there. You understand?
Yeah.
All these things are part of the general issue. And I think whatever happened has given us an opportunity to sit down as a country and look at how we can see our health facilities as another place where nuisance and nonsense are not permitted. That the security protocols of these health facilities must be improved no matter what. Even if it's a CHIPS compound, there's a limit to which anyone could go. You are not permitted here, you can only be here, you can only be there. So that at least the environment will really have that peaceful, congenial environment that the professionals are needed, that the patients also need to be able to recuperate. So that must be looked at. Secondly, I also want to say that I've seen many cases where issues like this have been exaggerated, especially when we, the political actors, get ourselves involved. You understand?
Yeah.
We want to play this for a political advantage, and then we exaggerate. Look, I've seen a situation where there has been a minor incident involving people around me, and then this guy, I was there, I was a witness. This guy went to the hospital. Next time he came, he had a plaster here. He has this thing. You understand? Just to, take advantage of the situation. So I would not say it happened, but it is evidently clear that the medical report of the lady was seen by the committee, and it didn't state some of the issues that have been put within the public space, like a broken shoulder, like this and this. It didn't, but it still saw some cases of contusions. That means that at least there was some physical touch.
Right.
You understand? It's evident. Once the issue of contusion has come in, it means that there was a physical touch. Because if I hold your hand so strongly, definitely you will have some abrasions and contusions. And that is evident. But necessarily not. And you see, when somebody has shoulder dislocation, it's not something that can heal within a second. So further medical checks can even prove those things. So I think that the
GRNMA
have also taken this thing a bit. They have escalated all this discussion. I'm being frank with you. The way and manner the president and the secretary have spoken. I listened to one on another network, one of the account networks, and the gentleman was horribly unprofessional. There is no way I think a professional person should speak the way he spoke. And you see, when you speak that way as a professional, heading the whole huge national distance, when you speak that way, you are putting yourself above the interest of the association. And you make people sit outside and draw conclusions. Some of the conclusions will be hasty generalization or hasty conclusions about the whole body. So I think he must take himself out and look at the issue that has happened and use that as a basis to ask for a better conditions, welfare, protection, and things for the people within that space. Because, look, it's like us. I'm one of you. Something happens. A media man is attacked. The DJ comes, issues a statement, and what happens next? You understand? So when incidents like this happen, we must use it as a basis to see which legal regimes can we get out of such situations in order to indemnify us further from such unwarranted attacks and such unwarranted incidents. We shouldn't reduce this thing just to the issue of the young man and his people. How did the young man and his people even enter the place in the first place? There should be a security post. They rode motorbikes into the system. How did they get through? If you go to Ridge Hospital, the way even people come in, everybody can just have access. You understand? Because the second part of the second phase of the project has not been done. So that whole place is open. It is all right. Something must be done to fence it off. Right. This is a health institution. So even the wind that blows into the health institution could have effect on the health situation of the patients on admission. Yeah. So we must try and do these things. And these are the things we must look. If you go to University of Ghana Medical Hospital, I don't think anybody could have done what happened at the University of Ghana Medical Hospital because the facility looks secured. These things sometimes happen in Kolebu at the emergency because of its closeness to it. But then now, even if you go there, they've strengthened the security there. They have 2-3 people there who always have the gate locked. You have to show the reason why you are coming there before they open you and other things. So there must be something which will be there. And I think that the minister has already stated. Sometimes he said police presence. I don't see kinetic policing as the only answer to some of these things. It's not. The security, the institution itself can have its own private security that will be under their control with the sort of expertise and the sort of training that can make them withstand set things. If you go outside the country, it is not a state security who provides security for such institutions. Private securities. Why are the embassies and things in Accra not using state security as their thing? So we can still have private security systems that are competent enough to withstand certain things and prevent people from, breaking down the systems we provided to offer us the services we need. I think whatever happened is unfortunate, and I think that the lady nurse has also put herself too much into the whole controversy. What she should understand after this incident, your whole credibility as a person, as a health professional, will be questioned.
But she's in court. She's actually sued the gentleman.
Yes, civil matter. You understand? That is. But what I'm saying is that, you see, we live in a system whereby I wonder how people will see him within the space. Which institutions will want to work with her? Because, you see, a head of department is saying something contrary to what he said. You understand? I don't want to play her against the head of department, but like Evie said, the first person you report to is your head of department. I remember when I was at GBC, and unfortunately for me, I went to do a commentary, and I was giving a beating of my life by House of Folk supporters, Accra of Folk supporters. The first thing, my first point of report was my head of department. Then they said, take it to the police. So the institution itself reported the matter to the police. I didn't take it upon myself to go straight to the police. You understand? So sometimes these things happen. Your institution now fights for you. You understand? In this situation, Ridge Hospital, if she had reported to the head of department and the management, Ridge Hospital as an institution would take up this fight. But the association she belongs to is a second this thing of the whole process. It's not the maiden institution that should be fighting this. It is when maybe the Ridge Hospital is not doing what they are supposed to do, then association will come in and talk about the welfare of the workers. But you can't run to the association and leave your main department of this, because there's no, I don't see the consistency between her and the management of Ridge Hospital. It's because she didn't report directly to the management first, but went to her association. And I think that is something that we should all address and look at this issue. But in sum, I would say whatever happened was unfortunate, and the consequences must be faced by the people who were involved. I think the gentleman who did that thing should be dealt with in the first place, because they have no right at all under this earth, under any law, to have done what they did. And I'm expecting them to immediately come out and render an unqualified apology and do what they have to do in order to fend off maybe the repercussions of punishment or the penal that will be taken against them. It's also possible for us to see and say that, look, this has happened and we've identified these shortcomings within the industry, within the sector. So let's do A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Then it will help us grow as a nation. We shouldn't use this as a sort of banter between us, political, this thing, and then after that, boom, then we are back to the same, and another one will happen. Yeah. Look, you've seen this. Once I saw one, it was more terrifying. Some boys from our Zongo community,
right,
I think had a motor accident, these riders, and they took the person had a broken limb. They took the person to the hospital. You know, you don't understand the profession. Sometimes the person is in pain. The first thing they have to do to assuage the pain and do this, and they thought that as soon as they got there, this thing should be stitched together, and this, and the violence, this one was small. Machetes, claps, it was serious. We immediately have to call in Kolebu police. And then patrol team to come there. Now, that was around 11 o'clock in the night.
Wow.
If somebody like me had not been there, it would have been serious. So I think that we must look at how to do these things first. And then this issue about the assault and the rest, or whether there was an assault at all or not, then we can look at that one. But it has presented with opportunity. You see, this country, that's what I'm saying. Like the first issue we discussed. Things are happening all the time. Those things are giving us the opportunity to address structural issues. But we don't. We allow the issues, the perennial issues to become topic for this kind, and then we forget about the main thing, and then it revisits
the reforms
us.
that should come out of some of these things.
So I think that it is good. Elvis, once again, as a journalist, you and all those things, what we should be looking at tomorrow. So far, let's go around the whole country, look at health facilities. Let's look at the security system. Look, Kolebu. I can easily drive into Kolebu. You understand? If you use the back gate, the one around, Bishop Bowers? There's a security post, there's nobody there. Look, somebody can just drive in, blow the whole Kolebu apart. You understand? A terrorist and can do that easily. Parliament House. I was telling people, we have been lucky so far. You understand? One crazy guy can put this thing in his car, drive and come and park at the car park and leave. Until recently, when one madman started destroying the windscreens of parliamentarians. Look, I have encountered somebody in the lift with a knife. With a knife in the lift.
Wow.
An MP has been attacked by somebody from his constituency before. It was his policeman at last instant. The MP could have lost his life. So these are the things we have to look at. This country, I said, we've been lucky.
Very.
But the Bible says, shall we continue to sin that grace may abound? It's like, should we continue and sleep and think that God will always be protecting us? We've been lucky that we've never had some level of... Look, this helicopter crash. Instead of looking at the issue, political actors are rather using it as a basis to insult people, instead of like Elvis did this morning. Oh, let's have a national emergency fund. Those are the things I want to hear.
Exactly.
When things happen.
It's progressive stuff.
Yes. So that we can build ourselves as a country and not reduce ourselves to people who engage in useless and unnecessary argument and debates.